Hey guys, and welcome to another live stream. It's going to be an interesting one, to be quite honest. That's why I've started it around 30 minutes earlier, just sort of catch up with everybody and kind of answer that question that everybody's pondering around. And I can even see a couple of people in the comments are also saying this might be devastating for the chain. I don't think it's going to be as much of a big deal as everybody think it's going to be if the correct things are done. Now, there's many different ways you can go around getting over these gas fees. There's roll-ups, you can add another layer if you really wanted to do that. But there are ways and means that you can get around this. One of the ways I would do it was actually to introduce a whitelist as soon as possible and to have a flat gas fee introduced, and then further along the line work towards that tax to gas dilemma and actually get that developed. Because if you look at projects like White Whale, Backbone Labs, which I was speaking about in the video I just dropped, they wanted to come on board, but because of the way that the gas and tax is packaged down and packaged together, it's just not feasible for them. And they've got to do a lot of workarounds just to get things to work. And it's the same for us here currently at the moment. We've just learned to work around these things, and it's just become another Monday in LUNC. So what I think is really going to happen is projects aren't just going to pack up and leave, right? For starters, like I said in my previous video today, I'm not going anywhere. My project's not going anywhere. I'm not leaving this blockchain, and neither is my project. And even if it comes down bite to crunch where we've got to go and we've got to work on things elsewhere to bring liquidity back here to liven things up, then that is what we'll do. And I think that's what a lot of other projects will be doing as well, because LUNC is the home and we've got to figure things out moving forward. So when it comes down to it, I think a lot of projects, they're just going to go into stasis. And what I mean by this is if they're paying out rewards currently, if there's constant transactions, if there's airdrops and all of those different things that are like daily rewards, it's all going to halt. The auto compounding systems, they're going to halt because we can't afford to pay those gas fees. And it's the same for you as a user of all of our projects. We have a duty to put our projects into stasis. What we need to understand right now as a collective is this vote now comes down to one of two people, Orion Money and Allnodes, because they're so centralized in voting power, and the Luna validator base are abusing the DCM as much as a lot of people don't want to admit it and will continue blowing smoke up each other's backsides. I'm going to call it out. The DCM is causing greed to run rampant. Whether it's double noding or network noding to get around the DCM, or whether it's just building up serious amounts of self-stake to abuse the DCM because they know it gives out so much more than it used to. With the increase of 18% in rewards, it makes it even more juicy for them. So something else I was talking about was the upping of the 0% commission to 2.5% or 2%. It's also going to give them more rewards. It's going to give them access to more once again. So it introduces even more reasons for them to build up even more of their self-stake. And we can see this clear as day, right? If you go and you look at the timeline on a chart from when the DCM was introduced, and you see the voting power push up on validators that had less than 1% voting power. Some of these validators were offline and they suddenly sprung up. They've suddenly got a load of voting power out of nowhere. And everyone's kind of like, well, redelegate from these nodes. But that's just not the case, because the DCM has put them into positions where it's worth it for them to buy the coins to self-stake to get more rewards. And as a pro bono, they get to ensure that that system stays in place. So inherently, these are all of the risks that I've been talking about for months, that people have been ignoring, that people have been calling FUD, people have not wanted to address. And finally, right, there's a Twitter space. And now they're creating these little validator groups where they're all kind of blowing smoke up each other's backsides. And once again, ignoring the fact that even those who are network noding, right, and are voting no to the gas fees, they're still part of the problem. They're still network noding. If those 3 nodes, that Terra C Vita, Terra Casino, and Terraport, was just one node like my node was before the DCM and it was around 9% voting power, they would have been hit the same as the rest of us. The biggest difference is on this blockchain, and you can all admit to this, right? Don't lie, just admit it. When my commission goes over the 5% mark and it pushes up because of a DCM, you move off to another validator. And then as soon as it goes back down, you move back. We watch it happen over and over and over again. And the difference is people like me who are developers, who are building, we're actually bringing you products, things you can use like money flow, all of those sorts of different tools, right? Even if we're bringing them back from the grave, the auto compounding system that every single validator uses, right? We put all of our time, energy, and funds into stuff like that. So we can't afford to go out and buy loads of coins to self-stake, to push our voting power up. And then the delegates, which are mostly built up from the actual Lunar Classic community, move around based on what the DCM's doing. And I don't blame you. 5% is more than enough for any validator on this blockchain. And the rest, I happily see that go to delegates. So once again, right, inherently, these are all of the risks that have been brought forward. And although everyone's like, oh, you know, raising the gas fees 10x, this, that, all of these different problems, guess what? All comes from the DCM. Every single thing is coming from the DCM. And it's like, I'm the only person who's got the backbone out of all of the people who kind of speak up every day to actually go around and call people out. Because as much as people are pointing the finger at Jesus is Lord, right? You've got all of these people who are network noding, the double noding. It's getting ridiculous. Like when Jill free at this point. Like that's literally where we're at. So I think this space is going to be really, really interesting just to see what they're all going to say to each other, what they're going to talk about, because it's done, it's dusted. And once again, like this all boils down to Orion and all nodes. And it's just, it shouldn't be like this. Like I was saying, Interstellar Lounge are pretty much done. I mean, they offered me to go in on a node with them at some point. So why would these lunar validators just build up so much self-stake all of a sudden? You have to ask yourself all of these questions, right? And then something that's even more important is, say this chain does collapse, say Luna collapses as well, right? Who benefits the most from that? Who out of all of the people on this blockchain, of all of the validators, who would benefit the most? Who would be there to claw up all of the community, all of the validators, all of the projects? Who would be there? I'm not going to say it, but you guys let me know in the comments. Who would be there? Who would be the prime candidate? Who would be the best person waiting there, lurking in wait, just waiting? You let me know. So apparently it's going to be a lot of the people that are voting no on this. It would be interesting to see if there's anybody that's voting yes to it who would turn up, which would be really, really funny. Because if you think, if you think about it, Jill is duping the Christian community and isn't like religion about like giving and everybody around you and stuff like that. Like single-handedly trying to just destroy everything that's been built. But it's going to be interesting because all of these validators, their the auto compounding module, it's just not going to be usable for anybody. Just nobody can use it anymore. Brilliant. Thanks. Wicked. A simple auto compounding module doesn't even work anymore. What happened? Oh, well, you know, insane. But let me know what meme coins you guys have been degenning into. We've been catching Ponky, so Ponky's become rather predictable, and I'm wondering if it's going to do it again. Let's go over to the price chart. Let's talk meme coins. I'm itching. I just want to talk meme coins with you guys. Okay, let's have a look at Ponky. If you haven't been riding the Ponky wave, I mean, I don't know what you've been doing. So if we look at this thing on a day chart, you've got a really clear pattern playing out. It's actually really predictable. Now, one thing I'm starting to learn is, and kind of working from what I do know, is when everybody thinks the same thing, it doesn't normally happen. That's not saying that it happens all the time, but a lot of the times it doesn't happen. So I'm wondering if this thing's just going to keep going. I took profit up here. I took my investment out, and I took a decent amount of profit to like, so my investment was 2k. I took my 2k out. I took 2k profit out, and then I left the rest to spin. But what I'm wondering is if it's going to come down again, and if it's going to bounce on this little line here, if it's going to track sideways again, and we're going to see a nice little base, and it moves up again. If it does, it's really predictable. Like, this is definitely something that during this bull run, I'm riding this thing consistently over and over and over again. And yeah, it's a meme coin. Yeah, I could get wrecked on it, but you know, playing it safe, doing things right during this bull run, meme coins are so hot. And another one I'm looking at is Peng, a huge base playing out on Peng. And these are all like part of our different alpha calls that we're doing. Some of them are way more longer winded, so you've definitely got to have patience when it comes down to getting involved in stuff like this. But if you've got patience, you can wait. It definitely pays off. Guys, tap the like button if you're in here. Drop a comment. Do all of those different things. So most of us who are project owners, so myself and Strafe, we've been back to back, just working constantly over and over and over again, working on different things, how to get around stuff, what we've got to hold, what we've got to prepare. And honestly, I've never been so ready for something in my life, but at the same time, we've never had a governance proposal which dictates every waking move from the second it goes up till the second it ends, and it ends at around 4 a.m. On Wednesday, so it's as good as it ended as Tuesday midnight. Just joined. Anything I missed? Absolutely nothing. Just me waffling for about 30 minutes beforehand, my friend. No, you haven't missed anything. But if you're degenning into meme coins, let me know. I want to know what meme coins you guys are getting involved in, because I don't want to miss any good ones. Let's start a poll. Should the DCM be removed? Oh, that's all in capitals. Brilliant. You can tell I've been doing thumbnails this morning. Do you know what I find really funny, guys? When I see like the different YouTubers who do like a live stream, they do it every day. Like every day. And like, how do they sit there and just talk about nothing for so long? Like, seriously, they just talk about nothing. Should the DCM be removed? Unpopular opinion or what? All right, the poll's up, guys. Let me know. Let me know. See, look, Arrow's in here. He doesn't miss a beat. Space Cat, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Space Cat. Baron Dread, why is this even being considered a yes vote? Go back and listen to what I just said about the DCM, and then listen to my video. It's beneficial for everybody. If this was done right, it would actually be overly bullish for the blockchain, because you would have introduced a whitelist with a flat gas fee, which would have got White Whale and Backbone Labs on. So you would have got 2 extra projects, and then put the gas fees up by 10x. In fact, just do tax to gas and raise the whole thing, and just raise it to 1 flat gas fee. Tax to gas. It's literally in the name, guys. Tax to gas. And having that flat gas fee, right? You, as someone who just does like a transaction, you buy an NFT, you stake, you withdraw your rewards, you send them. Like, transactions are pretty meaningless to you guys. This 10x is nothing. Like, it's absolutely nothing transaction wise for you guys. But when you build projects like we do, like a lot of us do, it's all based on these very, very minute microtransactions in what's called a denom, which is ULUNA. And it becomes very problematic. Sometimes we could make 10,000 little transactions in a day. We just don't know. And this is what it boils down to. So what you want as a project creator is stability. That's what you're hunting for. If you can find stability in the fees, that is a real win-win situation. And the backbone of any project on this blockchain that developed is the idea of everybody putting in to the blockchain in the same manner. So everybody's building, no one's being greedy, no one's double noding, and everybody's kind of like doing what they should be doing, right? Then the price is supposed to move up. So those who chose to support the chain at the beginning, built their treasuries at the beginning, like a lot of us did, the price should have gone up like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000% by now. And throughout that time of it going up and more people getting involved, more transactions going on a flat gas fee, you would have been burning a lot of coins. If you want to know the key to burning and doing it successfully, it's on the transaction and it's at a repetitive rate. And specifically on the transaction, because otherwise what you do is just create a buy the rumor, sell the news. Every time, we get it every month. We would be better off having Binance burn those on the transaction, every transaction. But something like that's going to be really problematic with 10x gas fees. It's just, once again, everything is being made problematic because people have jumped the gun. So a lot of people, I don't want to put my tinfoil hat on here. A lot of people think certain people coordinated this attack to get this proposal up. And it would make sense. It really would. Just like it would make sense for all nodes not to vote and for Orion Money not to vote. Dramatic pause. But it would make total sense, right? That is what would make the most sense right now. It's a very strange situation. Luna should do better deals. Bitcoin can buy you a car, house, pay bills. Luna should be able to do the same. I think you mean Luna Classic. Are you lost? Do you need directions? So guys, I don't know if you've seen my video on Luna are screwed, but they're pretty screwed. They can't afford to pay all of those fines. It's impossible. So where does this leave TFL? Well, they're ruined. They're not going to be doing anything. They're not going to be getting any more money from the blockchain because it would be a community pool spend proposal for them. And I doubt the Luna community is going to be up for paying $4.1 billion. And I think it was another $420 million. And then a further $100 million. And then there was like a further $240 million as well, I think. Check the video out, I did on it, but it was really good. Because, once again, if we had done all of this right, this would be so bullish. And instead of everybody focusing on all of this palaver we've got going on, people would be more focused on what's going on over there. Does anybody else think that? Is it just me? Let me know what you guys think. I'm very excited for this Twitter space. I don't know why. I feel like there's going to be chaos. I wonder how many speakers there's going to be. I wonder. So, let me bring it up. Jerry's hosting it. I'm drinking a can of Monster. Not good. Oh, yes. I love seeing news like this. Boom! Every bank in Japan is already testing XRP, let alone going to be using it by 2025. It's going to happen way faster than that. I'm so bullish on XRP. It hurts. It really, really hurts. Because as you guys know, I've traveled to Japan quite a lot. If you don't know that, you do know that now. It's a different lifestyle out there. They don't take things lightheartedly, and it's everywhere. Like, you can literally pay for things with XRP everywhere. It was XRP, Litecoin, and Bitcoin. So many of the machines out there as well. It's absolutely brilliant. I have to suggest everybody travels there once. If you guys hadn't noticed, I'm pretty ill at the moment. Where are you, Jerry? There we go. Today at 3 p.m. We're waiting. We're all waiting. When as well. When as well. Brilliant clickbait as always. Yeah, I'm really good at it. You know what I'm like. Can't help myself. Not as bad as Matthew Perry. Looking at all the charts. So really, this is it, guys. If you think about it, all of the content we've been doing, everything we've been saying, when we said it was going to crash, it crashed. Was all right? It was all right. Everybody was like, no, 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 it's going to keep going up. It's going to keep going up. Oh, it went down. We called that. I was saying about everything being in accumulation zone as to what we are in when we got that strong bounce. And I still stand by that. I still believe that all of this is an accumulation zone, and I've been treating it as such. I've been buying like crazy. I've been getting involved in those dips. Those Solana meme coins, once they figure out the traffic issue, which they're getting on top of it now, I've been sort of speaking to different developers over there and learning because of the EVM technology. Did a video on that as well. If you've missed that, great video. We can interconnect with Ethereum, Solana, and I can't remember. I think it was the CCIP technology, but we can do all three of those now through Cosmos. So they all interconnect. Really, really good. Really good. But once they clear up the transaction issues on Solana, I think things will start to move a lot more smoother, because apparently what's happening is people can't buy a lot of the times. I think out of 100 transactions, only a couple go through. More people spam it. It makes it even worse. So they're trying to figure that out. Hopefully, once they do figure that out, things will start to change. That would be brilliant. Right, guys, I'm going to be going quiet now for the next 5 minutes until this starts. I want to get the sound right. I want to get everything on point. As you can see, there's going to be a few different people here, so we'll take it as it comes. I don't know if anybody's watched the new Fallout series, but I wasn't a fan at first, but I must say I am a fan. And now I can't stop calling people cowpoke at work. It's the little things, right? Right. So yeah, I'll be going quiet, guys. I'm still here, just doing stuff in the background. Don't freak out.
All right, I do want to give Strafe some time to pop in here, but I'm going to kick off the intro here in about 30 seconds.
Guys, can you let me know in the comment section if the sound's okay for you guys on the live stream?
That's first and foremost. That would be highly appreciated.
Can you hear these
See,
lot?
HappyCattyCrypto's here too. Happy. After we go through the initial part where Straith Cole explains some things and there starts to be a dialogue between JG and Straith Cole, you're more than welcome to request. We need Straith to kind of explain everything first. All right, there he is. I'm gonna go into it. Ness, can you add him? If you don't mind. All right, perfect. All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, wherever you are. Thank you for Straith, JG, HappyCattyCrypto for showing up as well. I do believe we have some other people that might be showing up halfway through or something. And, if they do show up and they're not here, I'm going to thank them right now, too. We're going to hop right into this. But first, Ness, give us a quick disclaimer.
This podcast should not be considered financial advice. The contents of this broadcast here and or on any other platforms are for educational and entertainment purposes only and cite our own personal opinions. In order to make the best financial decision, please seek the help of a licensed financial advisor.
All right, Strafe. So we're going to get right into this. I know that we could probably talk about the boring thing that is the reason why there's this title on there, and that is the attacks and what's been going on, what has been done about it, and why a particular proposal just happened. And if you could give us the details on that, go ahead.
Hey, thanks for having me. So you would like to have a quick overview over the attacks as well, or?
Well, yeah, that is one of the reasons why it even became a proposal, right?
I doubt so, but yeah, from the text it does. So, well, the attacks mainly use some very loose limits in certain messages. So the person just posted quite big transactions, which caused a good amount of load on the network, on the nodes. I'm not sure how much into detail it would be beneficial to go here because, you always say give as few details as possible. As long as not everything is fully mitigated. So the main thing that has been done is to put up the proposal about the block size change. That means there is a maximum size fixed in the governance parameters. Oh, sorry about that. There's a fixed size that a block can have. Currently, this is 5 megabytes, and the proposal will lower that to 2 megabytes. So there's no negative side effects of that expected. And another thing that came up now is to increase the cost of the attack, which, how do I say this best? The 10x gas proposal states that it is also meant to make attacks more expensive, but if you think about it, someone that wants to attack to cause harm or to damage or to gain to gain something from it, those persons don't care about if it costs $2, $20, $200, $2,000. Doesn't matter. So this is simply not a real mitigation. That's a bit the status of what we're currently dealing with.
All right, gotcha. JG, what's your opinion on that?
So, there's that side of it. And then there's also, what does this new raise do to people who want to bring projects on chain? Is this a welcoming environment? How expensive will it be for projects to now deploy their contracts, set up NFT mints, run these events? Like, we're talking all of a sudden it's going to be a 10x whack to small projects trying to get off the ground. Kind of not the most friendly crypto building environment. And that is highly alarming.
Now, Straith, I think the argument for that, the counter argument to that would be that it's still pennies, right, to do transactions, and we're talking about single transactions. But I think JG is referring to protocols that might have multiple transactions. If you could explain that in the answer that you're about to give to like the difference between the two and why it's different for protocols.
There are very different transactions on chain. So there are simple send transactions. For example, if you send LUNC from one wallet to another, then there are the more simple contract execution. For example, if you make a governance vote on a DApp that has governance included, or if the next step then maybe is if you do a token swap with native tokens involved, then even higher cost is if 2 CW20 tokens are involved, because that's again more contracts that need to be called. And even higher cost then is when you deal with metadata, for example, for NFTs that are stored on chain, like the CW721 standard that does not rely on off-chain data for the NFT details. So only the images of the NFT need to be stored on an external space, mostly IPFS. But the metadata, so the attributes, name, description, is on-chain, and those are a bit more expensive if you mint them or if you deal with them. So if you get into that range, then it becomes a bit more significant. I think we talk about currently 200 to 400 LUNC per contract interaction for a mint. That's okay. And then it would be 2,000 to 4,000 LUNC. And then we have another category that falls into a totally different setting. That's microtransactions. For example, if you have contracts where the execution involves a fee of maybe 5,000 LUNC that goes to the protocol, then the relation between the gas and the protocol fee becomes kind of off if the gas is too high, because it then is 10 to 20% of the real protocol fee, which probably makes the protocol or DApp need to reconsider how those microtransactions are dealt with.
All right, and then the significance of the 10x obviously makes everything more expensive. So what?
Yeah, I mean, we had to deal with the 5x. That was it must be a year and more that it's already in place. So that is not really a 10x from where we started building on this chain. It's a 50x. It's a 50x. And of course, those that simply do token transactions on this chain, they won't really care. They have their tax. Okay, that's that's a different topic, but they are not that much affected by any gas. So let's say you pay, for example, 5 LUNC now, and it was 1 LUNC before. So the difference between 1 LUNC and 50 is not really considerable. But yeah, for the contract I mentioned, the jump is from 20 before the first rise to to 2000. So that's a bit of a different story.
Oh, and that was just a 5x.
No, I mean including now the 10x from 20, then the 5x to 100. No, sorry, the 50, then the 5x to 250, and then again a 10x to 2500. So yeah, it becomes significant over time.
Gotcha. Okay. So JG, is that, so that's basically the concern. Now, what does that look like in, as far as like what you're doing on chains already? You got the grave diggers going on and stuff like that, and oftentimes you you want to whitelist. And I remember talking to you about that, and then Strathco mentioning something about getting whitelisted for a protocol is not exactly as easy as just whitelisting a wallet. Do you remember that conversation?
I do, but honestly, I think technically it would probably be Straith who would better explain that in the sense that, it would require multiple permissions over and over and over again. It's not like a simple thing. Like for an NFT contract minter, like, okay, you whitelisted this one thing, but every time you wanted to do any action or a new collection, it would be a 7-day vote. It's just a cumbersome, unwieldy process and not conducive to smooth business.
You explained it on the layman's terms. Straith, do you have anything to add to that?
Oh, so sorry. Not really much add to it because it's affecting all the apps or protocols that deal with dynamic contract amounts. For example, every token pair on a DEX needs a separate whitelisting. Every token itself needs a separate whitelisting. Every staking contract, for example, for tokens, separate whitelisting. Staking contract for NFT, separate whitelisting. NFT contract itself for minting, separate whitelisting for each collection, and so on and so on. So the whitelisting is solely beneficial for wallets that are static, for example, CEX, deposit or withdrawal wallets, or contracts that never change, for example, the main LUNC USDC pairs on DEX. Everything else doesn't really matter because it won't be used, I think.
So
all right. So right
these
now,
guys
I want
can't
to step
hear
away
me.
from the technical.
I'm just going to mute them. Basically, with this whitelisting thing, you create the whitelisting and then you open up the Git repository and you charge people for the pull requests. Same with CEXs. If somebody wants to be whitelisted and they want to remain on the chain, they will go and find the whitelisting system. And it's as simple as that. Bringing you back, guys.
Transaction fees to osmosis, I believe. And if this passes, I think it'll be 500 times their cost. So I think it's a matter of just being competitive with other chains in the cosmos, and just being practical. Now, the other side of the coin is if you're a validator and you're looking at the extra rewards, one of the bigger validators, I can see why they like this. Not that I necessarily agree or disagree, but they're going to be making that much more in rewards, right? So you could argue it's short-sighted, but there is an incentive for the larger validators there.
So I guess I really want to get into the opinion side of this. And Straith, we'll start with you, and then we have some validators down there. We have HappyCattyCrypto, we got Vegas, we have some other ones down there as well, I believe. But I think to get what you think is going to be the long-term consequence of this, and how you feel about it, and then we'll let some other people speak, and JG, if you want to pop in whenever as well, and then we'll just run like that.
Yeah, well, it's a bit difficult, of course, to forecast any future developments. But for me, this is not only about the increased cost; it's also about showing that that such a decision would simply give the impression that short-term gain is much more important than a welcoming environment for people to build on. So that simply for me means I cannot advise people to say, come over here. Okay, we have a tax, but we are still good to develop on, because it's a totally unpredictable and also unstable environment when you have to expect the next 5x, 10x or tax increase during your attempts to develop anything.
Well, JG, you're a layer 2. You're looking at it from that perspective specifically, and I know Straith is too, because he's got a layer 2 that's active, but he's also a validator, so there's a duality there. What's your take on it?
Well, we validate on a bunch of other chains, and so when I look at this, if this passes, this is a huge red flag to me. To me, it signals that there's too much centralization in the voting power. It's a signal that the people who are voting are not voting in the chain's best interest, and it will also make it crippling for small projects like us to reconfigure our contracts to deploy in the current form, and it will be too expensive if this passes in the later form. So this is red flag for me all the way around, and it is important that the community gets activated and actually starts to hammer where they're staking if they want this to turn around. This is the only way that turns around. It's the community has to become a wave and kind of engulf like their validators. This is the only way, because we look at the top. What's going to happen?
It's a red flag if it
these top 20,
passes.
top
Guys,
30
it was a
validators,
red
they're
flag
all operating
months
in
ago.
profit. They're going to be able to pay their bills, and they'll be able to accumulate more. So over the next 6 months,
All
their
of this
voting
is
power
because
will
of the
continue to grow.
DCM. All
The
of
bottom, I don't know how many are in the set right now. Let's say 120 are in the bottom part. They will continue to operate at a loss, and their voting power will continue to diminish. And if this is like a real state of emergency, I hope everybody realizes this and starts to tweet about it and makes some noise. This vote is important to shift if this is going to have success or a chance of success.
It also, so you mentioned something very important that I don't think people are realizing. If you are aspiring to be a validator on the Luna Classic chain, I know that there's other chains that are cheaper to get started. However, what will this do to be to the entry point of getting on Luna Classic? Well, is it going to change the entry? Is it going to be the same, or is it going to make it harder to become a validator on Luna Classic and be in profit?
Oh my God, I can't believe someone just asked that question. It's an active set, guys. The entry level is the 100th validators stake.
It will not change the entry point itself, probably, because the entry point is around 50 million for the 100th position currently.
Tell him, Daddy.
What it will change, as you said, it gives around, this was just an estimation from 7 days of fees and tax and so on. It will give approximately 18% plus in rewards. So that means mostly of the bottom ones, for those, it will not change much in terms of covering their cost, because 18% from very low amounts is still very low amounts. But if you are on the top, of course, I mean, if you make 100K a year just from rewards, you can imagine 18% of that on top is 18,000 per year that you get just from this proposal passing, approximately.
Gotcha. All right. So the floor is open now. We got some validators up. Mr. Diamond Hands Vegas and HappyCattyCrypto, you're all validators. So feel free to speak. Happy's the only one with the mic right now. So Diamond Hands, if you can request, Vegas, if you can request, just let us know what you think about it. Happy, are you there, man?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm still kind of gathering my thoughts. I'm still thinking on everything that's being said. Somebody else is more than welcome to take the microphone.
Well, I know Diamond Hands has an opinion on it already. And Vegas, yeah, he just requested. I'll get you up here, and then you can go after Diamond Hands, and then HappyCattyCrypto will go next. And if there's any other validators in the room, now's the time to request.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks for the mic. Sorry it took me a little bit to get in here. I had some family stuff I had to take care of, but it's no big surprise that it's the same group of validators that have been doing this crap for 2 years now. And frankly, it's a joke. It's basically what's the dish of the month? What's the new narrative? What's the new scheme? What's the new plan? How are we going to go about this? Are we going to do a burn increase, 1.5, 1.6, 2.5? Are we going to increase gas taxes? It's the same people over and over again. And I made a pretty good argument to people in all these telegrams that we're in. Right now, we're ranked number 14. So judging by this prop, I should be ecstatic about this. I should be jumping for joy saying, this is a great idea. This is more money in my pocket. I get more power, right? More voting power, making it more centralized. It's a crock of shit is what it is. Excuse my French. I'm so sick and tired of the same people over and over and over for 2 years put out these ridiculous props to gain more of a foothold on this blockchain. So what I'm telling people now is, if you're sick and tired of it, you need to start calling it out. You need to start rising up and delegating with validators who believe the same way you do. If you guys are tired of these people putting these props out, no with veto it. Vote no. Start delegating with validators who vote the way you do. Quit giving these guys a platform. Quit giving these guys power. And I've already ticked a few of them off because I called them out on it, right? So to all the losers and cockroaches and rats who are now spam messaging me, keep it up, baby. I love it. I love it. I'm so sick and tired of you guys, man. 2 years we've been dealing with this now. 2 years. So in regards to this prop, right now we voted no on it. We're going to change that to no with veto. Because it basically is a scam prop at the end of the day. It really is. Because all it's doing is making us more expensive. It's putting more money in the top validators' pockets and taking away decentralization for the blockchain. It's giving power to a small group of individuals who want the power. That's what they're doing, guys. Okay, I hope you all realize this. That's what they're doing. So if you're sick and tired of it, start delegating to validators who are trying to combat it. Start supporting people who are tired of it and do something. Otherwise, they're going to keep doing it. So that's how I think on the matter. You know, at the end of the day, governance rules, and hopefully it doesn't pass. But if it does,
look at this guy, working with
that's something else
scammers.
we're going to have to deal with.
We have to be careful, guys.
We've already had
I'm sick of these scammers.
Contact us saying, hey,
the
man, if this passes,
DCM is doing all of this, you
I'm going to start looking at other
morons.
blockchains. Like, this is ridiculous. We've been waiting on tax to gas. We've been waiting on things to get fixed so we can deploy our contracts.
It's just going to magically happen. These
And
guys have never
rightfully
done
so.
anything.
That's the whole point of why these people are doing it. They don't want Luna Classic to be operational. They don't want people building.
Tell you what I'm sick of. I'm sick of fake people on this blockchain like this guy.
And to leave and go other places so they can be at the top to suck the Oracle pool dry. They just want the commission and they just want the rewards, guys. So it is what it is. Nobody wants to say it. I'll say it. I don't give a damn anymore. Like, if I make enemies, if people don't like me, woo, don't care, baby. You bring it on. So that's how I think about it.
There you go.
All right. So
don't care.
Vegas, how do you feel about it? I mean, like, I'm not even sure if you voted yet or not. I'm thinking you did, but go ahead.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me properly?
Yes, we hear you fine.
Let me just do a test. Carolina, say something. You guys can hear something from my daughter?
Yeah, I heard it.
Oh.
I hear the.
Okay, give me a minute. Sorry, guys. It's just the wrong timing for me. Okay, I'll be very quick. Regarding this proposal that is on the that we are talking about now, the proposal increasing the tax. Can we remember why was this proposal put up now? Let's just try to do a recap. Why was this proposal put up to be voted so quickly? Forgetting all the conspiracies, why was this put on top of the table? Why Jesus Christ he said that I'm putting this proposal up because of what?
I think the attacks.
Exactly. So he said that the proposal was being done because of the attacks. So is he a lie? I'm not going to say that it's a lie because he was not. So on the beginning, when we were checking these attacks, they seem all very dangerous attacks. They are not dangerous. They are annoying. They could become dangerous in the future, but for now they are not dangerous. And very quickly, a whole community was thinking in mitigation solutions. Not just Luna Classic community, other chains as well. Is a document that has a couple of solutions for this specific problem, like decreasing the mempool size, decreasing the block size, increasing swap RAM, tweaking hardware. Like everyone, I think now is running like servers, like powerful servers. So in the end, this was good for us. One of them was increasing the taxes. Later on, we realized that increasing the taxes, you will do something, but let me ask you again another thing. How much did it cost the last attack for the attacker? Do you have an idea?
What was the question?
So I was just
How
about to
much
say,
did it
he
cost
literally says
the
everything
last
about
attack
nothing.
for the attacker? How much dollars?
Probably not very many. I don't know specifically.
Yeah. So in total,
Boring.
if I'm not mistaken, the last attack, it cost him $30. And that's including already the LUNC that he's spending. So it's like, so even if you increase that for 10 times, yeah, you'll give 300. So yeah, okay, wow. So if the attacker is serious to attack the chain, he doesn't care about that. So in the reality, we're not going to damage the attacker's pocket because he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's have $5,000 more to spend, so he really doesn't care. So it's not going to solve this problem. Genuine Labs, they are working. Like you guys know, they are not very communicative on social media. Some of us here are devs, yeah, and it's like you don't not luck to be every time knocking on your door and you lose the track of what you're thinking. So I believe until now, they seem like they are just like that. They are so busy that they don't like social medias. But from the last times that I spoke with them, they are working. They were reading documentation regarding this. They are not the only ones saying this, but they are not giving too much credit to the attack. It's just annoying. I don't share the same view. I think this could be a tiny bit more serious, the attack itself. But for now, they are right. It's just annoying.
People got
we are lucky. We got a
slashed.
pen test for free. That's amazing.
People got slashed. That's not annoying.
But
that's serious.
They are working on solutions. One of them could be patched very soon. But in the meantime, they implement a mitigation solution that was a decreasing of the block size. That being said, yeah, this is being said by other chains, other members of the community, from Gaia, from Interchain, whatever, that decreasing the block size to 2 megabytes will might not completely stop the spam, but it will make it non-efficiency efficient at all. So we don't even know if that will work. So why are we already putting the tax thing on top? The tax, not the tax, the fee thing on top.
The increase the gas.
So we will never know. Yeah, so we will never know what is working. So one thing that I learned is that we have to input one variable at a time. So first, let's see if the block size will do something for it, and then if it doesn't do anything for it, let's see what more we can do. At this moment, this tax, sorry, mate, this fee that was being shut, saying that we need to increase the fee because of the attack, is not a reality. It is other intentions behind this. Is what it is. Everyone knows, yeah. But it's what it is. And but for the reasons that is being said that we need the fee to be increased to 10 times without consulting the community first because we are being attacked, that falls, mate. That is absolutely bad.
Okay, it looks like Strath wants to comment on what you said. Strath, go ahead.
And I want to mention one thing before you go, Strath. I know I have a couple requests of, and if I don't see that you're on a validator profile, I'm not getting you up at this moment. There is going to be an opportunity for general questions. So just stay there and I'll get you up after the validators talk. Go ahead, Strath.
I just meant because I think Vigas mentioned that first it was put up because of attack mitigation, but I think it never was. It was just a very good moment to put it up because the proposer mentions since weeks that the gas is too low and it should be raised at least 5 to 10 times. That's absolutely no new claim, and this was just the perfect opportunity to put it up and use the sentiment.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree on that. It's just the timing. This dude is isn't fair to say this dude because it's not just more than one person. He's just taking advantage of our.
Oh, did we lose you, Vegas? What happened? He dropped. Go ahead, JG. If he comes back, then he can finish.
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, there is fear about these attacks, and somebody put a prop up in a time of community fear, and nobody should be making rushed decisions that change the core structure of these transactions and how this blockchain works in a panicked decision. This in itself is another red flag. Why wasn't this put on a forum? Why wasn't this hashed out like back and forth between everybody? Why is it rushed? Why are these only like these big validators voting yes? All of these things are red flags. They are not right for the network. Everything needs to be slowed down, rolled back, and spoken about in a calm manner. Nobody makes good choices when you think that you have no options, right? So, okay, we're under attack. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, let's vote. And now we fucked ourselves. And they just tricked us into fucking ourselves, right? So let's everybody slow down. Let's take a breath. Let's vote no on this thing. Fuck it. Hit no with the veto on that thing. Send a message that we're not going to be bullied or pushed or manipulated into making dumb decisions. And let's make a good decision. We have tons of intelligent people here who are willing to give their time and energy. And for us to rush is just the worst choice we can make.
All right. Hey, Diamond Hands, before you speak, Happy, did you get your thoughts down? Are you ready to speak?
Yeah, I think I'm about ready to go.
All right, go for it, and then Diamond Hands after you.
So I'm going to dial it back. I'm going to wind this back. And what I'm going to say is, if this was before the DCM, we wouldn't be worrying about this silly proposal that got put up. We wouldn't actually be worrying if it was going to pass or if it's not going to pass. Whilst we all sit here having this meeting, right, it falls down to two validators, All Nodes and Orion. If All Nodes vote no and Orion votes yes, it's passing. So you see the dilemma. Now, the whole situation, regardless of what proposals are up, what solutions people are suggesting, right? The centralization of voting power on this chain has got so dire, right, from the DCM because it pays out so much, right? And because it pays out so much, since the DCM got introduced, you can literally watch the Luna-based validators all build up their self-stake. You watch it happen from the second that DCM goes into place. Meanwhile, validators like myself, who were at like 8% voting power before the DCM got put into place, shrunk down to less than 4%, right? While these bigger validators who have the liquidity, who have been through many crashes, who have got $1 million companies, can just nilly-willy buy the Luna Classic that we can't afford, while meanwhile we break our backs developing stuff on this blockchain back to back, right? When delegates will not stay with the validator once their commission goes above 5%. Thus, once again, so everything that's going on, right? If the DCM hadn't centralized all of the voting power on this chain, if people weren't double noding, if people weren't triple noding to get around the DCM, right? None of this centralization would be an issue. And it all stems back to the DCM. So like I said, once we all sit here, we all bicker, we all moan about what's happening, and everybody's sitting here going, oh, you know, you need to go vote no with a veto this. You've got no chance because all of the coins are self-staked. All of these validators voting yes are going to be getting 18% more rewards. It's win-win for them, right? So this is where the problem lies. It's not what we're all sitting here moaning about. It's actually the core of the issue, which is the DCM. As much as a lot of people will disagree and say it's not, it is. And I'll sit there and I'll call everybody out for it. You're all blowing smoke up each other's backsides, right? Whilst we all sit here and suffer. Whilst I have to sit here and reroute all of my projects, all of my treasuries, and move everything that I've built on this blockchain off chain. The auto compounding system that you all use is developed by us from our sector. We never asked for nothing. We just asked for a home on this blockchain, a place to build, right? This whole situation, if done correctly, would be bullish if we got a whitelist in place and we got Backbone Labs on, right? And people are sitting there, and once again, people, oh, you know, we have to get this person to sign up for the whitelist. You have to get that person to sign up for the whitelist. Okay, so they'll all have to come sign up for the whitelist. If they want to get on the chain, they'll sign up for the whitelist. You know, whack a tax on it. Get a developer on it to do the pull requests. We've got the funds. You know, but once again, right, we're all sat here infighting, but none of you are calling Jesus is Lord out. None of you are calling Terra Vita out, Terraport out. If they had one validator and all of that voting power was combined, they would be under the same scrutiny that I'm under. And I can't grow above, and we've got no chance of getting control of this blockchain unless we all start to double node, right? So where does it stop? Right? Because it doesn't. Right? They get 18% more rewards, so they're self-staking more. It just keeps building up until the price gets crunched down enough that it's not worth validating anymore. So once again, right, all of these small little issues just stem back to the DCM. And that's all I've got to say about all of that.
Right on. Okay, Diamond Hands, go ahead.
Yeah, I just had a question for JG, actually having a project on, or wanting to have a project on Terra Luna Classic. So you are a builder, you are a project lead. When you hear about Terra Luna Classic wanting to increase their gas fees, tell the audience what that's going to do for you. How is that going to affect you? Because I want people to actually hear it from the horse's mouth of somebody who is on other chains in Cosmos, who have said it very publicly for a long, long time that they wanted to come to Terra Luna Classic. So JG, if you could kind of walk us through of what this would do to you all if if this passed and made it to where you would have to abide by this. I mean, kind of walk us through that. I want people to hear this.
Sure. You know, it's just the increased pricing of everything. We don't need to go over all the diamonds. Before you got here, we kind of touched on a lot of this, and I feel like if we do that, it could end up diving into like 15 minutes. But essentially, it would, small teams like us, it would cripple us. Like we would need to, either redo all our code, re-audit. There would just be too many hoops for small teams. Like there's other places that make it easy. That's the point, right? There's other places that say, hey, what do you need? You actually don't need to do this. We'll take care of it for you. Like, so
Right.
that's the flip, right? Where do you want to go? And we don't validate on Classic. If we were to do a Gravedigger, we would. I wasn't aware of this DCM module, and that would be another point in contention for me and my participation. I am not interested in models of unfairness that continue to reward a certain group and not treat everybody evenly. So that would be another thing that needs to be addressed at the blockchain level before groups like us are going to be like, yeah, let's fucking go again. And look,
We must double node. It's the only solution. We have to double
nothing
node.
more that I would want to do.
We have to
make
gain
this shit
control
flip
somehow.
around and tell everybody fuck themselves and we ripping again. Like that's like the ultimate win, right? Like that's what I want to do, but it's very difficult to make that happen under the current circumstances.
Well, in my opinion, man, you've got people, and everybody knows this. If you've been here since May 9th, 2022, if you're a true OG, if you've been here since the beginning, you understand that there is, and I'm sorry, folks, there is a faction of people who do want complete control of this blockchain. If you don't believe that or you don't think it's true, you have some work to do, some homework to do, okay? They do. They want to control this blockchain because, and I'm going to say it publicly and boldly and proudly.
It's not they want,
never
they are.
thought
They
for a
are.
second
They
that
are.
there was going to be
These
the
guys are
large amount of
honestly
support,
nuts. They're
right?
nuts.
All of
All
this
of them.
work done to revitalize this blockchain. They did not foresee it happening.
What's
And
this
now
guy
that they have,
developed? A
they're going,
lollipop?
oh my God, this thing can make millions. This is a cash cow. We've got to gain control of this thing, and we've got to do it quickly. And I'm not going to start naming names. And also, before, I think everybody knows that I love calling people out. I actually called Jesus' Lord out, and he blocked me, and I say that proudly. But I'll call out other people as well on other blockchains. Right now, there is a certain thing going on with a certain blockchain, and nobody knows what the outcome is going to be. I think everybody knows what I'm talking about in the form of dollar signs. So why would it not be a good contingency plan
It's not
to
hard
go
to get
ahead
blocked
and
by
root
someone.
yourself in Terra Luna Classic just in case your blockchain is going down the shitter? I'm sorry, guys. It's time to give tough love, and I'm sick and tired of it. It's been 2 years, and we're done. I'm done with this. I really am. We're going to start going on the offensive now. So we as a community, we as the Terra Luna Classic blockchain, you're going to have to start lighting fire under your ass and wake up and realize you are under attack. You have people who are wanting to take you over, and they're going to do it by any means necessary. They're going to do it with increasing your gas fees, giving themselves more power, self-delegating, getting more VP power. That's what they're doing. So at the end of the day, the community is going to have to rise up and come together and make a plan of action to combat this. And I hate to say it, like, dude, there's no freaking reason to have 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 nodes on this damn blockchain. I have one. Uno, sirs. One. Not 3, not 10, not 4. One. I cannot, for the love of God, figure out why there are multiple nodes with multiple people.
And none
that
of
right
these
there
guys
is a
called
big fat
Terraport
damn
out.
problem,
None of them.
and that needs to change ASAP.
I forgot to mention they used
All right,
Terra
Strafe, go ahead.
Casino node, right, to pay people
I
to speak about
need to address
Terraport.
because
So they pay people
HCC and
to keep
myself
Terraport
have
in the spotlight.
discussed very
Ridiculous.
often about
We're
the
paying for their
DCM
advertisement.
lately internally. So maybe for what it was thought to be is that it makes the upper validators that accumulate too much voting power get higher commissions, so those people are sensitive to commission delegate to those in the lower set who have a lower commission. That was the original intention.
Yeah, that was the original intention, but it doesn't work.
The issue is it only works if everyone in this validator set is behaving ethical and morally. And obviously, for example, and I will name him, if Jesus would only have one node, he would be inside the top 3 or 4 with a commission of around, I think, 16 or 17% enforced. But he works around that and has, 5% or even less with the second one. And yes, I have to confess in that sense that this unethical behavior renders the intentions of the DCM useless and harms those that are in the upper set but are legate building and are gaining their delegations because they earned them from community relation building. Compared to those that have organizational or safe-staked funds with them. And yeah, I don't know, because I still think the DCM approach was at that point what was the right idea to do, but
at the time it was. But it doesn't work.
I have to give it to HCC that he's right, that at the current point, it helps accumulating at the very top, just because those that have not enough moral to support this chain split up and gain nonetheless.
All right, PSX, we haven't heard from you yet. You just came up. Go ahead.
Yeah, and just for the record, since I'm no longer officially part of the podcast, I'm not bound to those internal policies. So just FYI, this question is So thanks for having me on. From everything that I've heard in a short period of time this has happened, I'm really curious about the whole how communications are going on between the validators. And this question is more specifically for Vegas because I'm in the Terra Classic validator and I'm looking up Jesus the Lord's talks. You know, I'm not understanding where this all is coming from. Specifically, I'm talking about as to why this continues going on, because like Diamond Hens was mentioning before, like it feels like we're beating what's the saying goes? We're beating a dead horse with a stick. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So what I'm trying to better understand his motive, like, setting aside the bullshit, but why this continuously keeps going on with this guy, and what is it that, like, are there any debates that are going on within? Because like the last message that I've been seeing, like when I look it up, 4/19/2024, same for me. 4/14/2024, I'm waiting patiently to achieve the goal, hopefully on the next vote. The only thing, like, 4/09/2024, you call my beliefs disillusional when I did not bring up your beliefs. You repeat, like, I'm trying to understand the behaviors that are going on. And is this guy even legitimate? Like, from what I can tell, third party looking inside, I'm seeing this as a means, like a level of unprofessional that makes me want to puke in my mouth. And what is the standard that when you host this Discord server, like, are you trying to, like, are you setting some kind of expectation with this guy? Because it seems like he's waving a cross. And excuse me, being a Catholic, I'm trying not to get really offended. It's like me letting my emotions out. I really want to punch this guy in the face.
Be offended. 100% be offended. He is literally using and duping religion to con Christians into buying a coin they're supposed to use in fucking heaven. Yeah, no worries, mate. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Did you bring your Starbucks card as well, mate?
Okay, I am mind boggled on the behavior of this guy, of this one individual. And I'm wondering, like, where is the pushback on this? On your behalf, you own the Discord, and like, we're not doing the whole Terra Rebel bullshit where we're sending screenshots, putting a spin. I am reading it out. I am saying it to you, and I'm trying to understand what the flying fuck is going on.
What Discord are you talking about? Sorry, mate.
Terra Classic Validator, the one that you own.
Yeah. So
I told you this would get interesting.
So here's the question: what is
Share
the
stream
standard
if you
and
can,
conduct
guys.
and behavior
Drop a
within
like.
that server?
Do it.
I don't understand what is going on, because when I look into it, and I am mind boggled that religion is being used, in my perception, as a means to push a certain agenda within a financial product and service.
There's so much junk on this chain. I made a 4-part series on it on my channel. I made a 4-part series on how much crap there is on this. It's that bad.
Yeah. So the thing is, the delegations, if they need to follow that dude because he's doing copycat stuff and he's doing the whole religious thing, mate, we cannot do anything.
Vegas, what is your standard and conduct in that server?
Let me explain one thing. The idea was not to use religions at any level. That's right. You are right.
No. Let me go back to my question again. What is your standard and expectation within that server? Let's not try to straw man this one.
My personal thing is no attacks. That's it. In terms of everyone has the right of opinion, yeah, and we should not attack each other. That's it.
No. Yeah. This is religion is being used as a part of this. Let me reread this. You called my beliefs delusional. When I did not bring up your beliefs, you repeat the false claims my VP is from my self-delegation, and you want to lecture me about my conduct. I don't receive your nonsense.
I don't know why we are losing time with this. This is a For me, it's unreal. We are losing time with one dude. One thing that I could find that is, in my opinion, it seems that is not in
I'm
everyone's
not
opinion.
looking Vegas.
Thing
Vegas.
that is
Vegas.
doing
Stop.
it
Stop.
wrong is having
Vegas.
two nodes.
Stop.
We can't talk over each other, guys. So one at a
So
time.
let me can I say one thing. So PSX, I think what you are understand asking me is to ban the dude from speaking on the Discord. Is that what you are saying?
My question, I'm going to say my question again. What is the standard in your expectations and how one conducts
My
in
expectation,
your Discord?
mate, it's not my Discord. It's just Discord of everyone. But so let me
No,
explain one thing.
Okay,
That
hold on. Hang on. Do you, hang on. Let's not.
Can I speak or not? Can I speak or not, mate? I don't know why you're being like that. I have absolutely no problem with you. Yeah, I have no problem with anyone. I'm just trying to. You asked me something regarding the Discord. Yeah, the Discord, like everyone knows, was created before we even start talking about all of this revival. The idea was to collect the validators and understand if the chain was going to be saved or not. Yeah. Without that Discord, today we will not even be having this conversation. Maybe, I don't know. We will never know. But that was to understand what is the possibilities of the chain and to help technically the validators, the apps, sexes, whatever. Yeah. If someone is utilizing that Discord to grow their visibility, they are just dumb. People that are there, yeah, are not big investors. You have sexes there, yes, they are, a lot of them. You have DEXs there, so technical department of DEXs. You have the apps there, yeah, and then you have validators and wannabe validators. That's normally what you have there. So these people trying to utilize religion on that Discord specifically to try to gain more following or whatever they are trying to, but they are just losing their time because everyone that normally goes to that Discord is after questions that is technical questions. I know that a lot of fights occur there, regarding religious from one side. I saw some satanic things or whatever that I don't know, and then some Christian things from another side. I don't know. People just lose time for absolutely no reasons. Like for me, it's absolutely ridiculous. But can I do anything about that? No. Is their beliefs? They believe in whatever they want. Only thing that I can see that this dude is doing wrong is he has two validators, and he says that he has two validators, and he's utilizing that, yeah, to gain control of the chain. And he's saying that to everyone to hear. And that is the definition of an attack. In my opinion, I already put a post on Commonwealth, yeah, regarding exactly this situation. And I didn't have any support on that. That's okay. Yeah, it was me putting it there. I understand that, yeah. But someone else puts the same idea. Because this should not be allowed on the chain. Yeah, and now we can see, okay, this is...
Let me turn him down. Notice how he doesn't mention Terraport, right? And just because they're voting no at the moment doesn't make them any different. They are part of the problem. They're doing the exact same thing except with 3 nodes, and he's not saying anything. I'll bring him back. Enjoy.
But this dude is trying to utilize his power with 2 validators, yeah, to try to pass something that seems that we all not agree with that, and we will not be able to do anything. We can be here discussing this and whatever, blah blah blah. But this, in reality, we're not going to be able to do anything. Yeah, we is here that has any more power. Happy Cats. That's it. No one else here. Mr. Diamond, I think, is 1 or 2%. Okay, that's it. Yeah, everyone else is like small like me. So, what are we going to do? Nothing. If we don't address this situation that he has 2 nodes, then we have problems. If we're going after him because he's religiously, mate, it's just making him a martyr, nothing else. So, what, am I going to lose time with that? No, mate. When I created that Discord, yeah, I created Discord to help technically, nothing else. Then someone suggests to open a community thing on that. Was like, okay, people want to talk. That's okay. Mistake, massive mistake. But it's done, mate. And if the Discord dies, it's what it is. He did the purpose, yeah. I'm very happy that he did the main purpose on the beginning that it was needed, was really needed, yeah. But today, it has more platforms that people can utilize that will be doing the same thing. But yeah, hope that I replied to your question.
It didn't. I didn't even understand most of it.
That's okay, cool.
Look, I'm just going to cut in quickly and say, once again, right, you're all arguing over this. Remove the dynamic commission system, yeah? And then watch their voting power drop, because it removes the whole idea of why they're doing this. The whole reason they're doing it is because of what they're getting out of it. So if you remove the system of what gives it to them, they're not going to be getting it anymore. You'll watch their voting power drop quick. You reintroduce a minimum 5% commission. Boom.
So you think we'll be better like we were before with the 5%?
100% this chain was better before. The Luna validators didn't have control. Interstellar didn't have all the voting power that they had. I've done a video on it. You can go and watch it and you can see it on the charts. We introduced the DCM and they all move upwards. It's everybody here knows it. Everybody here knows it.
Let me interrupt. So before of the dynamic commission, we were having 3 persons, that controlled 32%. Today, I think we have, if I'm not mistaken, 5. So was better, yeah. What? Don't you agree?
The Nakamoto coefficient has gone up to 5 because of one undelegation.
Yeah.
That's it. So that's fake for starters.
It's still 4.
And then what everybody hang on. Considering, he's speaking up and stuff, being part of Terra Rebels and stuff, you are part of the group of people. Hang on, let me finish. You're part of the group of people.
See you, bye-bye. Sorry, mate. See you. Thank you for the invite. I don't know why you keep attacking me.
He's not attacking you, man.
This is what he's like. So I'll say it anyway. I'll say it. Can you mute him, Jerry, so I can talk? Okay, he doesn't let anyone talk. He's a child.
Well, okay, so you guys can not like each other and still Vegas, do you really?
Bro, he bickers with everybody. Like everybody. So basically, right, he was part of Terra Rebels. They're the ones who reintroduced validating back to us, right? So they let the 66 validators, which are all of the Luna validators, run. And then they didn't allow us, and you can go and look at this in the proposals, they didn't allow the rest of us to join the active set until I think it's 2 months later. During that time, right, they all went around and purchased validators and got their validators while we all had to wait, right? So no, this chain has never ever been given the time to grow organically. Everybody wants to force feed stuff. Everybody wants to, somebody else to give up basically their lot to feed everybody else. And look where it's landed us. So yeah, I'll stand by it. It's the DCM, man. Remove that and you'll remove the paychecks. Their voting power will go, they'll undelegate their coins and they'll move off to another chain like they did before.
Okay, it looks like Vegas is ducked out. I still want to say thank you for coming in. It's important to have these conversations. Obviously, it's a heated time, so we're going to have some friction. But again, thank you for stopping in and partaking in it. It looks like Diamond Hands wants to speak. Go ahead.
Yeah, I appreciate it. God, how long has it been? How many months ago did we say that the dynamic commission module was shit? Now everybody is seeing it. And I will say this, I'm glad to see everybody in this room, but the back and forth Billy Jack bullshit is wasting time. And frankly, I'm just annoyed by it. Like I've said again, over and over again, we need to come up with a solution to get these clowns out of power, because that's exactly what they're doing. I will keep saying it. And if people still want to rage message me and quote tweet me, buddy, it's not gonna stop me by saying this. You're gonna have to figure out a solution, and that's probably the best bet. Just take it down. But here's the problem: they're just gonna vote no. That's going to be an issue on the short term. You've now given these guys so much power, and now that you've realized the mistake, they're just going to vote no, and they're going to strike it down to where it's always going to come down now to all nodes in Orion. And that's exactly right. They have purchased these validators, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely, they have. The same group of morons have come in here and purchased these validators up from under your nose, and they did so with a purpose.
This guy has no idea what he's going on about. He's literally just taken something I said. He doesn't even understand. What a moron.
Let me break it down for you very easily. I'm the owner of a multi-billion-dollar blockchain. I'm the shit. I'm the king dong daddy. I'm worth billions of dollars. Then I get into a little bit of legal trouble. Shit, I've got to leave. I've got to flee for my life. I've got to head off to a different country, get passports, go into darkness, completely disappear. Crap, I get caught. Well, that sucks. Well, don't worry. I've got my new blockchain sitting over here, and everybody's going to just leave the old one and come over to my new one, and they're going to fall in line like good little boys and girls and do exactly what I say. Wait a minute, newsflash, they're not coming over here. Damn it, what do you mean new people have taken over the old blockchain that I left behind? Uh-oh, we're getting spicy now, aren't we? Sit back, it's going to get better. Now, the same blockchain that I used to own, I no longer own, and oh my God, it's outperforming my new blockchain. It's more of a market cap than my new blockchain. The stuff that I used to have control over, regular, normal people now have that in their control. That pisses me off. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send my soldiers, my minions, my roaches and rats, and I'm going to absolutely foot it till the day I die. You know why? Because it's a matter of purpose. I don't want somebody else to take something that I created and make it better than what I have now. And the quicker you all realize that, the better it's going to be for you, because that's what you've been dealing with for 2 years. Nobody has the balls to say it, but I'm saying it now. I am sick and tired of these same losers day after day, week after week, month after month, and year after year doing this to these fine people. It is time that we stand up and fight back against this and say, we don't want your forks. We don't want your other blockchains. We want Terra Luna Classic. That's why we're here. And all these validators in this space, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They don't care about LUNC. They've never cared about LUNC. They FUD it every damn day. They do everything in their power to control it so they can't keep it from going up. We've had multiple instances where our chart was looking so sexy. I'm talking over a billy, baby. It was looking great. 3028, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, but then what happens? Here comes the FUD. Here comes the control. Dump, 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 dump. You know why? Because we started to pull away. We started to outperform even more the other side. And that makes them look foolish. Again, nobody wants to say this. I don't give a damn. It's a Monday. I'm going to say it. At the end of the day, our purpose is clear. This blockchain has a very bright future. The small issue that we have is you have a little group of individuals that are trying everything in their power to stop you. Every time, what do? Here's their playbook. I'm going to walk you through it. They want to increase your gas price. Okay. They want to increase your burn tax. We all know good and damn well that increasing the burn tax to 1.5, 2%, 3% is not going to do a damn thing. It's going to piss off Binance. It's going to piss off whales, and they're not going to trade it. But that's okay, because if I'm a top 5 validator, I don't want people trading this blockchain. I just want to suck off the Oracle pool and get my payday, baby. That's all I care about. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do everything in my power to make it to where builders won't come here, that people won't bring their use case and utilities here. Everybody gets pissed. They're hoping that you all sell and dump. You all know that, right? If these guys, they want you to get pissed off and dump. You know why? The price goes down even farther. They gobble it up, get even more power, and control it even better. That's the plan. Okay? So if you want to combat that, all right, you're going to have to come up with solutions. I like that. Strike down the DCM. Get rid of it. F it. Get rid of it. Toss it. Get it out. But I'm telling you, it's going to come down to all nodes. So Jagmon, if you're out there listening, Bubba, it's going to come down to you fine boys. Because we all know how they're all going to vote. Jesus is Lord 1, 2, 10, 5, 8, 7. No, 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 no. Interstellar? No, 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 no. And they're also going to call you the R word too. Don't forget about that. He loves calling people retarded. That's ridiculous. But at the end of the day, guys, look, we can go around in circles about this. We really can. But we're going to have to take the power back from these guys and give it back to everybody. Give it back to the people. If you don't do that, it's going to be bad. I'm just here to tell you. Okay? You guys know us. We're always going to support the people. That's how we always vote, man. I'm sure other validators in here, yeah, we may not like each other. We're not going to go to each other's bar mitzvahs and Christmas parties and birthdays, but we all care about LUNC. That's all I care about. I don't care if everybody likes me. Frankly, I don't give a shit. What I care about is all of us having a future together, all of us making money, and all of us being bullish. That's all I care about. So let's get our heads together here. Let's come up with a solution and let's execute it.
All right. So PSX, you have a comment, and then I think LUNC Candy's down there with a question, and we kind of went over time. But and Straith, Straith and JG, do you guys still have time to stick around, like just for a couple questions, like one or two? All right, so yeah, we can do that. So I'll try to get him up here. Oh, he unrequested. I'll try to get him up here, and if anyone has a question, feel free to ask the speaker panel. Go ahead, PSX.
Yeah. So last comment I wanted to make before I dip out because I got to run here. Conduct and behavior aside, I've had the opportunity. I've been very fortunate to work with guys like Jerry and JG and meeting other devs and bringing them on and exposing them to the Luna Classic community in hopes that, there's to present some opportunities where they can come back home. The one thing I do want to say is that, these, and for everybody that's listening, these conversations are still ongoing and expanding even further to other devs that were originally on Terra prior before the crash and are looking to come home. And one thing that we have seen, and there seems to be a massive disconnect. And there's only like a few validators that are taking the additional steps, going one step further to better understanding the technical side. But overall, the common behaviors, there's a real gap between validators and understanding the tech and development. And there's only like maybe a small handful that are willing to take that time to better understand it before voting and making a decision to move a prop forward. That's the common behavior. Everything else is just smoke up the ass.
So basically, you're saying some validators that aren't really technically savvy with blockchain are using the Oracle pool like an ATM.
I'm not going to establish that motive, but it gives me that impression.
Yeah, I'm not going to jump down the rabbit hole, but I mean, it's been said a few times in here that comes into my mind. I don't know exactly because I haven't done that type of research. I don't have time for it, unfortunately. But
yeah,
I mean, I get that impression too. So Tom, I see you down there. I don't know if you have time to come up now. I don't see you requesting at the moment. So we're probably going to end the space after we give everybody a chance to say the last words. So Straith, I'll let you go. JG, Happy, and then we'll end it with Diamond Hands, and then Ness will be the last one. And I just want to, before anybody speaks, I want to thank everybody for coming in and listening. This is what was a spur of the moment decision to do it so quickly. And we felt like we had to do it because of how passionate certain people were that we were talking about or talking to about this particular proposal, to get them to actually speak about it and speak about the attacks as well. So go ahead, Straith, you can kick it off.
Okay. Well, nothing much more to say than trying to help this not to pass, and if it passes, draw the conclusions, take the consequences. That's what probably many will do, and we'll see how that pans out afterwards.
Well, before we go to the next one, is that you, Tom, behind the LUNC Candy? Do you have a question?
Hey, what's going on, guys? No, I just figured I'd jump in and try to ask one question. Like, I had a lot of the community members ask, if the validator who put up the proposal, how much does he actually make if it passes?
Straith, do you know that at all? Like, I mean, how much is he
How
making right
much
now?
he's earning? Or what do you mean?
How much is he going to make if the proposal passes? Like, how much is it going to benefit?
It's difficult to say exactly, but I would estimate an additional gain of around 1,000 to 2,000 monthly.
There it is, Tom.
Excellent. Yeah, thank you. That was just the only question I had. I'm actually at work today. I was trying to listen to everything and keep up with all the conversation, but I appreciate you guys.
We love you, Tom. Thanks for coming up. All right, JG, then Happy, and then we'll go to Diamond Hands, then Ness. Go ahead.
You know, I learned a lot even just participating. You know, it's more than just this gas fee. You know, this DCM needs to be addressed. There's things that just need to be addressed, and this can't be the only space where it's talked about. Like, if this is going to be solved, there needs to be more of this. There needs to be more communication. There needs to be more interaction. If we just held one space and everyone just goes about their merry way and like doesn't like think about it, like it's not going to change. Like, we actually need to follow through, right? So I don't know who's going to be the next to kick this thing off, but the message has to continue because we have to reach these people who are staking with these idiots. That's the truth. And you know, I don't know about this whole strange religious angle that I'm learning about, which is a little bit disheartening that could be leveraged in some type of malicious way. Like, you're telling people, like, in some third world country to buy this token and stake with us, and we're gonna, I don't even know what he's pitching, right? Like, all of a sudden my brain started having very strange thoughts behind a religious crypto validator scam, if that's what you call it. I don't even know. That's a very bizarre concept to me. And so this prop going through is going to deter Backbone from wanting to participate. Probably, I'm going to be honest, right? Unless there's another creative solution, and there can always be a creative solution. But shit, like, let's fix these problems. Let's not let the fat skim all the cream off the top. And remember, this is a movement. This is a Web3 movement where the little guys, if we're unified, we become the big guys, right? So let's not chase the shiny toys. Let's not chase like the stupid, you know, promises of something that let's follow, let's learn, let's question, let's participate. That's really what's lacking right now, is a unity and a participation so that we can actually spread this information and change these votes. And you know what? If you're a validator, you should be voting no with veto. I'm not one, but you should be pumping that with a no with veto so people can see that as a sign there's just something wrong with this.
I just want to interject real quick. I see Renzo down there in the group here. It looks like he joined pretty recently. Renzo, if you have anything to say, please request. We'd love to hear from you, man.
Oh, Diamond, from what JG just talked, a lot of times when we do our podcast episodes, we're talking to people that are not on Luna Classic, and we're also talking to people that aren't even in crypto. So if you want to take the torch and do the next space, and then I will try to make it as well if you need me there to continue talking about, not this obviously, because I mean this will be done and over with by the time that might happen, but you know, other concerns, and just keep the conversation going like we used to about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, you know, I'll be more than happy to do that. I think it's very, very important. It's very crucial to have spaces like that, because we are now in an age where, you know, X spaces are very important to growth and communication to community. And that's another big fat red flag, guys. You know, you've got validators in here. You're hearing our voices, okay? Different dialects, different Southern accents. I know you love it, right? But that's another thing with JIL. Never comes into space. Won't do it. Won't let you hear who he is. Big fat red flag. Big fat red flag, right? So at the end of the day, you know, I want to thank the validators that came in. I want to thank everybody from the community that came in to show support. Be rest assured that even if this thing passes, and it could, right? Okay, it could. That's not going to stop us. That's not going to make us go, oh, geez, it passed. Time to pack it up. Try to, you know, time to dump it all. Time to leave. No, honey. No, we've been here for 2 years. We've seen a lot of crap, and we've dealt with it. Still dealing with it right now. This is just another day at the office. Welcome to Luna Classic. If this is your first time here, hey, glad to have you. But just another day at the office, man. I would love to help any way I can, getting information out. You know, anything the community needs, just, you know, holler at me. My DMs are open. But I just want to thank Jerry for having the space. Thank all the validators and the community members that joined. I appreciate it.
Now I know we were going to go with you, Happy, but if you don't mind, if any of you guys have to leave, because this is only supposed to last an hour typically, it's fine. But Renzo, go ahead if you have something to say.
Yeah, guys. Good morning. I missed just about all this. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to the recording because I'm actually at work. I just stepped out and hopped in real quick. But some of you might not know that I'm also part of the Backbone Labs team with JG, right? And so he's a 100% correct that DApps are not either they're going to leave or they're not going to, even the ones that stay, new ones are not going to come, right? So, for example, with my DApp, if we got the 10x gas, I'm going to go ahead and push that onto the end users because the project can't support that, right? What we need is hard data. Yesterday, I posted about the difference between a transaction that I sent on Osmosis and the comparison with one in Classic. Classic, I didn't even consider the gas fees, right? And Classic with the chain tax was already over 500 times the amount. So we need to post that type of data out there. I'm sorry if all this was said because I missed it, right? But we need to post that hard data so everybody can see what the actual effect is. So again, I'm going to go back and listen to everything, but I just wanted to drop that in there. I'm going to have to drop right back off and go back to work. Thanks, guys.
Hey, thanks for calling. All right, Happy. I think it's time. You can say what you need to say, and then Ness.
I don't really have anything else to say, to be quite honest. I'm all set out. But I appreciate you hosting this space, Jerry. It was more than needed. Hopefully, a lot of people are going to get the message if they hadn't already. It's good to see the alarms going up, although they've gone up far too late in this instant, and we should probably listen to other people's warnings early on. But hopefully, in the future, we can figure this out. One closing comment here is the community was once in control of this chain. That can go back to how it was, right? It can. And it just takes small steps. Just like I removed Hexagon's paycheck, we can do this. It's as simple as that. And as it stands, we have proven that that paycheck was bullshit because we created LUNC Dash. We created the wallet infrastructure. Strafe's got his own wallet infrastructure. So it goes to show, right? We can do things that we think are impossible to do. They're nothing but hurdles. We build a bridge. We get over it.
All right, Ness, you can go ahead and wrap it up, and then I will end the space. Thanks for everybody for being here.
I just want to say thank you to all the guests. This is such an important conversation to have. Typically, we like to prepare a little bit more, do a fancy ad hoc, but this was thrown together really quick, and I would call it a major success as far as hearing from everybody goes. And it was an honor to speak with all of you because honestly, before I even got into this, I was a fan of a lot of the people speaking here, so it's a little surreal to even be a part of this. And I like the positive sentiment from Happy at the end there, and just everybody who spoke. We are going to push forward and we're going to try to do the best we can with this situation. It does look like it's going to pass. So I guess it's on everybody to try to come up with solutions to get around this. Thank you.
With that, take care, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
All right, guys, like I said, that was definitely a space worth doing a live stream for. I knew it was going to get heated at some point in there, and I knew it would be a little bit chaotic, but ultimately getting the point across in there is very important. As you can tell, all of these guys kind of sissy foot around it. We're not doing that here. And I'm definitely not copying what someone else is saying and then trying to reproduce it whilst getting everything wrong. So let's go over that little point there. I really want to go over this point. Now, we're looking at the 22nd of June, 2022 to re-enable the staking delegation to the existing active validator set only. This decision was made in a time when we didn't really understand governance too well. if we knew what we knew now, we would know how bad, self-centered, and how they actually used this against us at the time. So what they did is they re-enabled the active set only, right, after like 6 months of the chain being broke, right? They re-enable the active set for just the Luna validators. So all of you that were going to go and delegate and stake and have been waiting a long time to stake went and staked with these. Okay, so when Terra Rebels did this, Vegas being one of these people, Rexy being another one of these people, and all of those people like Ed Kim, they went and they purchased nodes from validators they knew had shut down through their connections. And they purchased those validators so they were inside the active set, because all they needed to do was unjail the validator they had just purchased, right? And then jump straight back into the active set. Thus, they were getting really, really good voting power. And that's how Vegas gained a lot of his voting power. That's how Terraport got to where they are now, being Terra C Vita and Terra C Casino. And it wasn't until very later on. So now if we start backtracking, if we take a look, we can see that they didn't enable it for us for a long time. They didn't increase that active set for a long time. So during that whole time, right, they allowed the Luna validators to get rather centralized. So it's going to be in here. So reward policy rate. So it might even be a fair few months. Minting. 5%, maybe I've gone past it. So I know it's around like 3 to 4 months. Signal and pros of terroristic acknowledgement. Separation of Rebel Station from TFL backend. So many bloody proposals. Increase reward rate. Buy deposit directly on Terra Station. There's a grant. Maybe it's one of these because they're not showing up. So maybe it's one of these IBC clients because they're not registering properly these client upgrades. And I think it would be a client upgrade. So it's probably one of these. So June, July, August, September, October, November. So you're talking like 4 or 5 months down the line, right? So they buy their validators, they limit the active set to just themselves and the Luna validators, whilst we all sit there like good little dogs and wait for like 4 months until they've got enough voting power, they've centralized enough, and then we can join the active set. And then during that whole thing, right, you've got Vegas and he's like, yeah, you know, Jill's double noding and stuff. And he's getting in a hissy fit. He's talking over people. He's trying to talk over you and create an argument instead of just listening. And then he just leaves, right? Because he doesn't want to face up to what I was going to say to him was, you're sitting there talking about Jesus is Lord this one, Jesus is Lord that too. But you're there not saying anything to Terraport. You're not saying to anything about them with their 3 nodes. Because it doesn't matter to you, because you're friends and you benefit because you've got your Tritium coin over there and you're in with Rakoff and all of these different things. It's absolutely sickening to say the least. So the network thing is becoming a real issue, and something that wasn't discussed in there is how you can actually bottleneck this, right? Everybody on this blockchain knows that double noding is bad. If we got a proposal up which strictly had very good guidelines, I can probably get this up, to be quite honest. Let me blip this screen off quickly. Let me sign in and I can get this sort of like little template thing that I was going over. So much to talk about after all of that nonsense. But do you get what I'm saying, guys, now with what Diamond Hands tried to do? This is what annoys me about how little these people understand about the technology that they're involved in. They've never developed anything. They've never built anything. They've never fixed anything. It's funny for me because we put so much work, we put so much time in and so much energy and so much effort into bringing you guys the tools you need, even when it comes down to bringing money flow, you know, which a very few people will use. So let's bring this up. We're now here. If I go create thread, no, it's gone. Oh, that's irritating. So you can bottleneck this. So getting back on point, right? You can bottleneck this. Everybody knows it's bad to double node. So you introduce a rule which prevents double noding, right? And you specifically target all nodes and PFC, non-custodial providers, because I know that Jesus is Lord is renting his infrastructure through all nodes and they're allowing him to double node. So in essence, right, they know it's bad. They know it's not good for the blockchain. It's actually against what the blockchain is for, which is decentralization. So therefore, them voting against it would give them very bad publicity and we would hold them accountable for it. And I think all nodes have got off very lightly when it comes down to being called out on their behavior. But it's getting ridiculous now. And what I've noticed as time has gone on is they think more and more about themselves, about their paycheck, about what they're getting more than what the chain is getting. Now, another point, and kind of what I was blipping in and out of saying during that Twitter space is Terra Casino, they use the funds for Terra Casino to pay mouths, not naming anybody, to pay mouths to speak about Terra Civita, Terra Casino, and Terra Port. So they use one validator to pay for advertising, but it's community owned. Like all of this stuff's just got to stop. All of the dishonesty, all of the lies, all of the people being like, well, you know, I'm different, I should get special treatment. No, we should all have one validator and it's as simple as that. It really is as simple as that. But this journey, guys, this journey to try and fix this could be crazy. And it could be a situation where you're going to have to do something, you know, a power to the people node, something like that. It's going to be interesting hearing Strafe admit that it's really problematic and it is causing all of these issues. Should be warning signals to a lot of things. I make an actual profit with Rakoff staking. It's bullshit. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, it's a new coin, right? New coins. You were making profit on Lunar Classic at the beginning. One thing I've learned is don't burn your bridges with anything and don't kind of sit there and say those kind of things because it kind of like backfires on you. So be very careful because Rakoff is going to be under the same scrutiny we're all under with the 10x gas fees. So yeah, think about that for a couple of minutes, Vinny. You can go sit in a corner. I don't mean anyone happy business. I'm not naming anybody. I'm just simply saying, and if that's what you know, then that's what you know, and you should go and tell other people that, so they're aware of the juju that they're playing. Because as much as they're voting no, they are part of the problem. They've got 3 validators. If that was one, they would be under the same scrutiny that I'm under, and their voting power would be under 4%. It's getting ridiculous. So like I was saying in that space, right? You have got, and I repeat, you have got to remove the DCM. But to remove the DCM is going to take brute force. And brute force is going to come in the form of, you guessed it, double nodes. Because Jesus isn't going to shut down his nodes. Terraport aren't going to shut down their nodes. No chance in high heavens they're going to do that. Because they're a business. That's a lot of money for them. And they simply aren't going to comply with that, whether we vote for it and it passes or not. And it's as simple as that. And that's the stuff that you guys need to start to understand. And that is the note I'm going to leave it on here. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed the Twitter space. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. I hope you got some good information from this. I'll be clipping some short stuff. I'll make some shorts, some videos. We'll get the information out there. But other than that, guys, you know, stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. I appreciate you all turning up as well. Drop some comments on the way out, hit the like on the way out, notifications bell. If you're not getting involved in our indicator, try it out. It's 20% off for life at the moment. It is going up soon. It's a 30-day money back guarantee if you don't like it. So it's risk-free for the first 30 days. What have you got to lose? Go try it out. Links in the description. If you're looking for alpha calls, we've got good alpha calls. We find ones that are around 1,000 to 2,000% at times. We're working on more long-winded ones. We've got bull run wallets that you can get involved in, and you can do a lot of copy trading. We've got daily newsletters and our monthly giveaway of around $3,000 to 2 people every single month. Don't miss out. Links in the description. Catch you in the next one, guys.